What's good everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to talk about some of the best tips you guys can use to speed up your workflow. So let's get started. The first one that I'm going to talk about today is about the MIDI or the key editor. Right, so you can see I have a chord progressions happening here and I have these notes. Alright, F minor, blah blah blah. But what I want to do is, what I want to show you guys is this. So let's say if I have this note F, A flat and C, which is a F minor chord, and if I want to move this note, right, so obviously I can use my keyboard, which is the up arrow, to go up and down, right? So that's one way of doing it, or I can just drag and move it that way, right? There's also other ways that you can move the notes. So what you have to do is just click on these notes, right? Then you can see the value here, C4 and then 72. 72 is actually the MIDI note. Okay, so if you guys don't know why I enable this, it's because of this spectrotone. Oh, it's very hard to pronounce it. Spectrotone chart, right? So this chart allows me to visually see the colors of orchestral instruments, right? And so if I want certain color, I can actually use this visual spectrotone chart and orchestrate based on the MIDI notes, right? Okay, so this tutorial is not about that. I'm just saying, if you guys don't know what that means, it's basically it's a MIDI note. I have enabled it. If you guys want to enable this, actually I've talked about this in a previous video. I'll leave a link in the description. You guys can check them out, right? Okay, again, this is not the tutorial about the 72 MIDI note here. I'm going to talk about how you can move this note up and down using this feature. So let's say if I want to move this to F5, for instance, right? I can double click on this and then press F5 and hit enter. So now it's going to go up to F5, right? So that's one way of doing it. So there's another way is you can actually just use your mouse wheel and to just go up using the mouse wheel or down, right? So that's another easier way to move the notes, right? And the other way is to make sure you click on this pitch here and then you can press the note on your keyboard. So let's say I want to go up to let's say A flat, right? So I press the A flat. Oh, I went down to A flat 3. Okay, let's say if I want to move up to A flat maybe 4, right? So I press it on my keyboard and now it moved the where I want it to go. All right, so there are 3 ways that you can actually move it from this pitch option alone, right? So that is, for me, is very useful, especially when I'm doing orchestral music. I like to see the note on my keyboard and then press the note that way. Okay, and then of course you can press the arrow key and then move to different notes, and then you can change. You can keep your mouse here, right? But you use the arrow key to move and then you change to different notes. So let's say I want this to be so it's already on E flat, right? So what if I want to bring it to maybe an octave higher, right? So I can just use my mouse wheel to move it up and down, and then I can use the arrow key to move around to a different notes. So I'm actually using the arrow key, the left arrow actually. So now I'm using the right arrow. Left arrow is going back to the previous notes, right? So yeah, okay, that's how you can basically work with this feature to speed up your workflow. All right, so that's number 1. Let's go to the next tip. Actually, I don't know how many tips I have right now. I'm just gonna throw everything that I've learned so far. Okay, the next one is, all right, so the next tip is gonna be about this volume plugin here. This is an awesome plugin. You guys can use this for a lot of things. I'm gonna show you one way how I use this plugin. All right, so I have this little excuse me, I have this little radiator, and if you notice, you can see that they only have heat and mix here. So there's no option for me to adjust the output level of this plugin. So if I turn this heat up, okay, I'm gonna just solo the drum part here. So let me play without the plugin. So that is the drum sample, but Actually, I have cranked it up, right? You can see heat is like all the way to the right, and also it's the dry wet knob is currently on the wet, which means I want the whole signal to be affected with this plugin, right? So if you notice, it's quite hot, right? But I want the dirtiness of this plugin. I want it to be really, you know, to sound dangerous, sound gritty and stuff like that. But I don't want the volume to go up, right? If you guys can notice this, it's quite loud, right? I don't want that. And they don't have an output level for me to adjust here for this little radiator. I'm just using this plugin as an example. There are other plugins that also doesn't have an output option or knob for you to adjust after the effects is being added. So in that kind of situation, what you can do is you can add the volume plugin here, right? Okay, now I've got the grittier sound, but at the same time I have reduced the volume of it, so it's not really clipping. It's all in a good level at the moment. But I've got the grittiness and the dirty sounding that I want from this little radiator plugin, right? So I'm gonna bypass this. This is the original. Okay, you guys can see that it's not really added a lot of volume to it. However, I still got the effects there, right? Isn't that cool? You guys can use volume plugin for this kind of situation, right? The third tips for today is that I like to track my vocals with the effects on, right? So let's say I'm gonna just create an audio track now. It's gonna be mono. I'm gonna just put it on the right channel. Let me name it Vox. All right, so now check. Hello. So I can hear my voice there, right? So let's add some reverb to it. Okay, reverb. Okay, it's not reverb, but it's reverb. So let's monitor this. Check 1 2 3 4. Okay, now I have this vocal with the effects on, and I like to record my vocals like this, right? Notice when I turn on the monitor, I can hear my voice with the effects on. Okay, and I'm gonna record now. Let me just solo this one. Subscribe to my channel. Okay, now when I hit play, right, you don't hear the audio played, right? Because the monitor is turned on. Subscribe to my channel. Yeah, it's my Grammy winning voice. Now what I like to do is, right, I like to have an audio track with the monitor turned on, right? But I will not be recording to this track. I'm gonna create a new track, right? Duplicate this track basically. And I will turn off the monitor on another track. So now, whenever I'm recording, I'm able to hear the monitor effects from this Vox, right? However, the one that's being recorded is going to this track. Okay, so for instance, let me add a few more plugins so you guys can really hear the effects happening. Let me add some delay, replica. It's okay, delay. Hi. Okay, I got this delay plugin, right? So now, okay, so I'm gonna record something real quick. Okay, subscribe to my channel. Okay, so when I record it, I'm able to hear the effects, the reverb and the delay. But when I play the track now, subscribe to my channel, okay, I can hear the audio playing, and at the same time I have the monitor turned on. All right, so that's how I like to use these features. Okay, also on top, okay, also you have to remember that I don't have the delay plugin on this track, so let's add the delay. Or something, right? Yeah. So now subscribe to my channel. Okay, I'm able to hear the effect on the audio track, and at the same time I can also hear the the reverb and the delay effects which I added to the vocal track when I was tracking, right? So this is how I like to use it. I know there's a preference settings that you can go ahead and adjust, which is this VST. Go to, which one was it? Yeah, here, auto monitoring. You can select one of these if you're okay with that, but I don't like to use these features because I'm basically a very lazy person and I don't like to go and change the preference every time. So if you are like me, this is going to be your best option. But if you want to know how to use these features, I think Dom Sigalas have made a video about it. Go and check him. Go and check his video. It's really awesome. I'm just showing you guys another way for you guys to record your vocals while be able to hear the audio effects and at the same time, being lazy. All right. So I think that's all for today. I think I don't have much to talk about today. So if you guys find value in this video, please make sure to subscribe, turn on notification, smash the like button, and share this video to everybody you know. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.